So today we will start with marking of mandibular canal. I have opened the software and I have selected this right side of mandible by drawing a curve here. We can also select the entire mandible in one go. I think this will give a better idea. These are all 1 mm sections of the entire mandible. We can make it 2 mm because since it's very huge, a 2 mm section will also give us a good idea. So as you can see, what I do usually, I start from the back side, from the posterior mandible. You can see an oval shaped radiolucency surrounded by cortical border. This is the mandibular canal. Sometimes what happens in few patients, especially in middle-aged women, this cortical border is resolved because of osteoporosis. And that's why the marking becomes difficult. But at least we get a little bit of clue that, as you can see here, it is very faint, but still we can manage to see that there is an oval shaped radiolucency here. And we will follow this radiolucency through all the slides. We can see it in all the slides, almost at the same position, gradually changing the position. There is no abrupt changing of the position. So that also gives us an idea that this is the canal. It is almost the same position as you can see in the slices 20, 21, 22. And then slowly it went a little up as compared to the last slide in the slice number 23. And then it has opened here as the mental foramen. Here it is almost closing, but I marked this area as well just to be safe. Now we go to the left side. This is the mental foramen. You can go from front to back also, but that will not give a better idea because mandibular nerve, ideally the anatomy is like that only, that it starts from the posterior and exits from the mental foramen. So better to mark it that ways only, starting from the posterior and then ending at the mental foramen. So we will start marking. Another thing which you can do is you can mark on the mandibular in the panoramic image also. This is another method of marking. As you can see, very faint, you can see the canal's radio opacity. The lower border of the canal especially is visible here. And then as we scroll back and forth our mouse, we can see in front also the radiolucency. Not that clear. And that's why I don't use this method because it's not that precise. For more precision, I do it slice by slice. That's the best way to mark the mandibular nerve. This is the measurement drawing canal. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes in some slices, since the borders are not very regular and you want to confirm that you are on the correct place, what you can do is go back to the panoramic and then scroll the mouse, see how the points are there almost in the same line, as you can see. There is no abrupt change. So that means we are on the correct path. Marking in the mandibular first molar region. As we are scrolling front, you can see this line, sagittal line, is coming forward. And here I'm marking the mental foramen opening here also, so that the doctor gets an idea that here it is. Sometimes what happens is the mental foramen, it makes an anterior loop and then opens a little backward. So we have to check if there is such loop or not. But I cannot find it here. There is no well-defined oval-shaped radiolucency. So up till here, I am stopping. And then for finishing, we click this again. It clicks till 30 points. The mandibular canal, you can mark till 30 points. If those 30 points are finished, you can click back again on this icon, draw canal icon, and start marking again. It will merge with the old one. In the sense, like, yes, you can edit canal also by this property. I'm going on the canal, I'm putting my cursor over it, and then you can see property, hide the canal, delete the canal, and edit the canal. Delete will completely delete it, hide, temporarily hide. Properties is the color and the diameter of the points, which for now is okay. You can change it. You can change your color, the diameter of the canal. So we'll edit it. If you want to change a little bit also. See, the our last point is 27. Till 30 points, it marks the canal. And after 30 points, if you still want to mark, especially in sections, 1 mm sections, it gets finished. So you can finish this off and then click on this icon, draw canal icon, and do it again for the rest half. Now, since we have put that edit thing, we can check again if there is. It's not much, but still, if you feel, you can just do a little bit of changes, like a little downwards, but it's very minimal, zero point 0.1 mm kind of. But in the slices, it is confirmed that it's within the hole itself. So yes, the canal's course is never the straight. So it's fine. A little bit of tortuous course. And then we will click back on this icon to save it. Apply changes made to canal point. So okay. Now, yes, in this software, we cannot see the entire canal on one go because it shows a 10 mm panoramic. If you go to this panoramic option, thickness, if you make it 20 mm, 30 mm, still I'm not able to see the entire thing together because of the software. It's different in every software. In some softwares, you can see the entire canal, but here, since my curve is in the center, so if the canal, and if I'm scrolling it back, the back portion of the canal is visible. If I'm scrolling the panoramic front, the front one is visible. And then you go. The front, and as I'm scrolling back, so it is showing, it doesn't show the entire thing in one section. That's the minus point of this. But in the sections, we can see, in all the sections, we can see the marking of the canal. Then we go on the left side. Here we can, I'll show you by doing a 1 mm marking. The right side was 2 mm. So we can make it the interval 1 mm. It will be a longer canal because of the 1 mm more sections, not literally longer, but just more sections. We'll start. We'll start. As you can see, it's penetrating inside the mandible, the canal, through the mandibular foramen. And then as it goes anteriorly, it goes downwards. Since it is 1 mm sections, you can see when I'm marking 119, it is getting marked on both the slices, on two slices simultaneously, because the sections are so small. Becomes very hazy in some slices, but we always get an idea. And that's why it's always better to mark in the slices individually rather than doing on the panorama. So you can see the canal points are limited to 30. It's finished, okay. But our canal pathway is not yet finished because we have chosen 1 mm interval slices. So we'll continue. We'll click on this icon draw canal again. We'll click on here. I'm not clicking here because then there will be a space created in between this and the old one. So just to overlap it and make it appear one, I am doing it over it. Just a little bit now. Now, since it is 1 mm section, you can see the mandibular foramen opening in three slices. Here also you can see because, yeah, this indicates that a little anterior loop is also there of the mandibular canal. We can mark it 1 mm, 2 mm, not more than that. Then it branches off. And then we'll click on this icon again to finish it off. I'm making it downwards. Now this one, this appearance is because we went a little more precise in this one. We have not stopped here, the marking of the mental foramen. If we would have stopped here, it would have been just one single circle. But since this also had a little part of it, the mental foramen is a little wider than 1 mm. That's why it doesn't finish in one slice. It is dragging till 3 to 4 slices. So that's why this appearance is there, but it's okay. What matters is the precision. We don't want to kill this nerve to be harmed by the surgery or the procedure. That's why we have to mark. Now, from section, we'll go to MPR to see. Now, in this section, 3D section, the canal is completely visible. Now, usually the canal does, you will tell the canal doesn't appear like this. It's not usually like this. But why is it appearing like this? Because we have marked it in 2 to 3 slices, the mental foramen. That's why it's appearing like this. But it doesn't matter in the long run because as dentists, we know these sections are more important than this reconstructed image. This is just for the patients, basically, and for us also to get an overall holistic idea. For precision, we need sections. In 3D pan also, we can see the nerve, entire nerve all together.